Hi, this is Mrs. Hobbs, and I wanted to do a tutorial about syllables. So I'll teach you some strategies to work with this worksheet, but this is also a topic a lot of you have been asking me about in regards to reading. Some of you have been asking me, what do I do when my child gets to a long word in their reading books and they're not sure how to sound it out? So I will give you a few strategies. Some students benefit from acting out a word before they try to read it. And so I'll show you a couple of hand motions they learned from a program called Hegarty that they practiced a lot in kindergarten that we practiced sometimes in first grade. So if I'm sounding out the word dolphin, I would put my hands together because we're going to make some chopping motions with the two syllables. I would go from left to right on the student's left and right. I'm turning it around because I'm modeling it. So dolphin would go dolphin, dolphin. If I am modeling a compound word, there's a hand motion for that too. If I'm modeling the word rainbow, I would put my palm out for each word and then bring it together for the compound word. Rainbow, rainbow. So feel free to practice either of those motions if it benefits your student to act out the syllables or parts of the compound word before they sound it out. One thing I have learned, and I've talked about this in some other tutorials, is when you encounter a new word, look for your syllables first. So the students in my class have been practicing that all year long when we've been doing our worksheets and when we've been doing our spelling lessons. And so I would encourage your student to get a yellow marker or crayon and use that as a highlighter and find your words and highlight your syllable sounds. And you may have to prompt them with the syllable sound if it's a sound that they're not familiar with. So in this word, you might just point and say R, oo. So this word has two vowel sounds, will be two syllables. And then you can split down the middle. And I would cover up the second syllable and say, read your vowel, R. Now, read your word or your first syllable, dark, dark. And then I would say, cover up your first syllable. Now let's look at your second. And then say your vowel, oo. Now sound out your syllable, room. Now put the two together, dark room. Dark room. Now this also happens to be a compound word and your student might notice that, but some of these words will not be compound words. In the word dolphin, I would ask your child to find their vowel sounds and highlight them first. So there's ah, I, and then ask how many syllables will this be? And they should say two. You as an adult can help them break the word into two syllables by drawing a line down the middle if that helps. But then you can cover up the second syllable, tell them to read their vowel first, ah, now sound out the syllable, doll, cover up the first syllable, now find your vowel, say your vowel, I, now sound out your syllable, fin, now read your two together, doll, fin, dolphin. And then the same with this last word. I would prompt by saying, find your vowels and highlight them. Ah, E. Cover up your second syllable, read your vowel. Ah, now read your syllable. Doll. Cover up doll. Now we're just going to focus on reading the syllable. Read your vowel. And most of the first graders at this point in the year should know that Y at the end of a word says E, but if not, prompt them. E. Now read your syllable. Lee. Put it together, dolly, dolly. Now this worksheet will be pretty easy for students because they're just looking for the word that matches the picture. And circling it, and there are a lot of clues in the word to tell them what that word might be without sounding out every single word. But when it comes to reading new words in books, you can definitely take the word out of the book, write it on a piece of paper or a whiteboard like I mentioned, and just practice finding the vowels, isolating the syllables, reading each syllable in isolation, and then putting the word together. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you have any questions, let your teacher know. So I want to model a word that has what we call magic E or bossy E, so an E-controlled vowel. So when I'm asking students to highlight their vowels, again, we're highlighting vowel sounds, not silent vowels. So down here in this word, I, and then the student should recognize the magic E and the O, but if not, you can prompt them. We often draw an arrow from the magic E over to the vowel that it is controlling, but we're only highlighting the two vowels because those are the only two vowels that make a sound. The E is just helping the O. Draw my line down the middle, cover up the second syllable, find your vowel, say your vowel sound, I, sound out your vowel, dis, cover up the first syllable, find your vowel, and I always tell the students start with the E first, and we call it magic E, so we make the magic sparks come over and touch the vowel, and they make up a magic word they say, like abracadabra or poof, or whatever they want to do. So make your magic sound, O, and then sound out your syllable, close, and then put the two syllables together, disclose.